A plastic bag is a plastic bag, and a plastic bag in the produce area is a plastic bag that's going to make its way to a harmful place. So we've created cotton bags that can be used in the produce area, and then cotton bags for the bulk area. But the name, I want to say, the name Mothering Mother is, the words, and the tagline is nurturing nature. And mothering and nurturing are in lowercase, and mother and nature are uppercase. So it's really our actions of mothering and nurturing Mother Nature that is what we are trying to invoke and inspire with that name. So it's really about bringing that sort of action and behavior into your life on a daily basis, an hourly basis, a moment-to-moment basis. So the website gives information on how to, what does this look like? What's a mothering mother home? How do you have a home free of using chemicals to clean it? A mothering mother life, like what does this look like? So we attend to that, as well as doing a newsletter monthly that includes recipe and articles and ideas on how to move through this. So I guess the question that you may ask is, how does someone actually spend waking hours thinking of these kinds of kooky things? It's probably something that a lot of people don't even think about. So I want to give a little background beyond what Kate gave. I do have a background in cooking. I attended the Cordon Bleu in London for a year. And then at the opposite end of the scale, I'm trained and have practiced as a holistic nutritionist. So food is very important to me. I've trained as a Montessori teacher. I have an undergraduate degree from the University of Toronto. And since coming to Pelham, I have trained and become a yoga instructor for both adults and children. And so all of these trainings, probably the same for you and these students who are going out in life, your family life, your trainings, all create a foundation around you. But what really creates you is what happens out in life. And I remember hearing once that education is that which you take out of the classroom. That's really what education was. So for me, it really happened when I left home, and in less than 10 years after leaving home. I went to college, and every night after dinner I was doubled over on my bed with a stomach ache. Everyone's out having fun, and after a few weeks of this little voice inside of me said, what if you didn't eat meat? And so I decided to not eat meat, and the stomach aches disappeared. So right there opened really a first door for me in connecting food, what you eat, and how you feel. And it also, at that time, people could barely pronounce vegetarian, let alone know what it was. So it had taken me out of the mainstream of life. Now when I sat down at a table with people, they were ordering and eating meat, and I wasn't. And it changes your approach, because all of a sudden you're not in the box all the time. You're actually outside the box. So that was my first experience. When I was 24, I became a single parent. And that was in the days when they were just on the verge of eliminating that phrase, unwed mother. Do you remember that line? So I became a mother and was still finishing college. And once again, the idea of life being about, getting a college degree and working and getting married, and it was all just a nice, neat package, just vanished for me. And I made the choices I made and was happy with them, but they again took me outside the box again, because I was a single parent. During that time, I engaged in surgery, in plastic surgery. That is what I would describe as failed plastic surgery. And when I came to the end of that journey, there was an incredible awakening of connecting myself with my body and what I was putting in it and what I was doing to it, and that all of a sudden I wanted to assess every single thing that came my way. I wanted to know if a food had a preservative in it, food coloring. I wanted to know what I was breathing. I didn't want to be in a room with smokers. Everything. And for my child, at that time I just had one, I didn't want him eating foods. I didn't want him being healed with pharmaceuticals. So on came the journey of natural healing and environmental awakening. That happened all around the same time, where suddenly I woke up one day and all I could see was the garbage. Where was all this garbage going? Who was dealing with it? When was our world going to be full? What was in the air? Look at all the things we were putting in the air and we're breathing, and how is our body dealing with it? I was overwhelmed with a lot of feelings. I was really feeling protective of my child. I think it would be fear, very scared of where our world was heading. So it was with all of these that I went into family life and got married and started having more children. And so what it meant for our family life was that we became a big experiment. I made all of our food from scratch, bought our groceries with as minimal packaging as possible. We made presents, we bought secondhand birthday gifts. We were so creative, so creative. We'd go on outings with no packaging, like kids' drinks in reusable containers, snacks in packages we had already. Of course, cloth diapers. And so there was no waste on that end. At the same time, I was looking at different businesses because I wanted to have something outside the kids. I tried multi-level businesses. I sold diapers. I sold environmental cleaning products and all kinds of things. So these things were all happening. And as well, we would go to the doctor to get the diagnosis, and then we'd go to the natural healing community to get the healing done. These things started to shift as the children started to get older. I couldn't be so angry, and thankfully a lot of that dropped. And I couldn't be so militant because you can't control your kids forever. So the voice spoke to me again and said, it's time for Mothering Mother. It's time for you to take all this stuff that you've been doing with your family, very nice, but now you need to take it out into the world because other people in the world need to hear about this. So we started, I'm going to quickly show you the bags. We have produce bags. I brought ours from home because they're so wonderfully used and soft. These are cotton produce bags. They have drawstrings, and so you just use them. You can store your vegetables in them. When you're finished, you turn them inside out, wash them, hang them to dry. No dryer and no bleach. And then we created these little bulk bags. We've got them in 3 sizes. So when you go to the bulk area and you buy flour or nuts and seeds, you put your stuff inside, and it closes up completely, so you don't need to worry about anything spilling out. When you come home, you put it in jars. Even if you buy your stuff in plastic, I wouldn't recommend keeping any bulk food in a plastic bag. I wouldn't recommend keeping any food in a plastic bag. And then you wash it. Just turn it inside out and turn the closing back on itself and wash. No bleach, no dryer. And we've also got a tote bag. Very carefully designed. I've been taking my own bags to the grocery store since 1988. So it really was all my favorite things in a tote bag that we brought in. As Kate mentioned, it's been exciting to see the traction that we're starting to get now. Whole Foods in a couple of regions has taken us. There are health food stores that are carrying the products. We have an online store, and then some green e-tail sites have also taken us, so we get orders from them as well. This is a business that really comes from a passion, from my passion for Mother Nature and my passion for food and the connection of the two. Why the plastic bag? It is the #1 consumer item in the world. The average use of a plastic bag is 15 minutes. Every plastic bag that was ever created is still with us and will always be with us, because plastic does not biodegrade. It will only photodegrade. and it'll go down into smaller and smaller pieces until it goes into our earth and into our waters, and then our fish will eat maybe small bits, maybe big bits, and then it all comes around. All of us have it in us right now. If your blood was tested, we'd all show that we have toxins from plastic in us. Marine life is dying. Aquatic life is dying from these plastic bags. A clear plastic bag looks like a jellyfish, and there are images all over of what's happening for these animals. That's outside of what it's doing for us. A lot of people, it takes a wake up for what's happening to me, but it is affecting us too, which is why communities like Rye have actually banned the plastic bag. Very exciting to see on this side of the country. Really, Mothering Mother carries the intuition and a yoga perspective with it. The logo really is to inspire and invoke you into a relationship with Mother Nature. And just as in yoga, the word yoga actually means yoking or union. And in yoga, that's between your physical body and your spiritual body, is what really yoga is about. And we really are encouraging a union as well with our message. We are born of the earth. Our body contains elements that come from the earth, and we're all a different and unique composition. Our bodies will fall back to the earth. Where do we connect with the earth between the beginning and the end? We are encouraging with our bags and our logo that we connect physically with the earth through the purchasing of the food, and spiritually as well with that yoking and that union. We believe that using the bags frequently will bring benefit to you and Mother Nature. And how is that? Well, if you are buying the bags in cotton, and you're buying produce, and you're buying bulk foods, and you're cooking the food at home with your own hands, and you're eating vegetables and whole grains, you're going to feel great. And Mother Nature's going to feel great. We live in a world of specialization where we've all become very good. There are doctors and lawyers and people to take care of some really important parts of life. Have we over-specialized when it comes to food? Have we given away and handed over that really important aspect of our being to hands that we don't know about, food we don't even know about? Food carries a lot of different things in it. It's not just about what you see, it's about the hands that touched it. Were they angry hands? Were they sad hands? And all of that goes into making up our vital body as well as our spiritual body. Really, the information on all this is out and the facts are there. I think really the question is what holds us back from changing what we do and doing what we might say is the right thing. From my experience, if a decision comes from the head, it takes a lot of work. Oh, I'm too tired. Who wants to think about that? Who has time to wash those things? Then it becomes a burden. Once we shift something from the head and we take it down to the heart, it starts to unfold with ease. And when we take the action and focus it on serving another as opposed to serving ourselves. So in this case, serving wildlife, serving other beings on earth who are so affected by us. It's convenient for us doesn't mean it's convenient for everyone. What does it take to start a movement? Well, you're watching it right now. It's happening around us. I encourage you to step in and take your place. We are busy filling orders to stores and online customers. It is happening. Find your reason. Find your heart center. Mother Earth needs participation from all of you. We live in a world of reciprocals. You get back what you give out. By giving selflessly, the gifts and the rewards that come back to you are unimaginable. Thank you very much.